Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a game of some college baseball between the Justice University Lions and the La Sierra University Eagles. We got some blustery conditions here at Nozomi Park in Chandler, Arizona. That one's over for a strike to leadoff hitter Landon Christie. And my pop-up tent blew away right before coming on the air, so sorry about that. A little late to the action here. Hopefully you're able to find us okay. That ball's away. And we'll let you know the lineups here momentarily. Jaden Valenzuela on the hill for the Lions. And Landon Christie takes another strike there. Landon Christie, the center fielder, leading off for the Eagles in their powder blue pants and navy blue tops. And he'll take that one outside. Yeah, calamity of events right before going on the air here. Pop-up tent started to blow away, knocked over the camera. But we're here, and we're ready to call some action. Looks like Christie here has, I believe, worked the count full. A little discombobulated to get us going here today. It's a little hanging curveball hit up the middle into center field. Christie's on board with the leadoff single. That's exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter. See a bunch of pitches and get a leadoff knock. So hopefully Valenzuela can get settled in here. As the Lions look to get going in this game. Hitting second today is third baseman Jose Leon. Yesterday, the Eagles, there's a strike, bunt pulled back, take it for a strike. The Eagles took the first game of this three-game set with a 4-0 victory. There's a pop-up down the first base line. Over there to get it and squeeze onto it is Trey Williams. One out. That ball lifted to left field, out of play. Jaden Bagaleos, the DH today, number 48. One out right now. Man on first. Swing and a miss. Runner going. Delayed steal. Throw down not in time. And Christie's got himself a stolen base. Now Bagaleos has man in scoring position. That one gets away from Valenzuelos. Jaden Valenzuelos. Pitch, that one's laced into center field for a base hit. Christie around third. He's going to score easily. And the Eagles shoot on top 1-0 here in the top of the first inning by an RBI single by DH Jaden Bagaleus. Bagaleus gets the hit and the RBI. And it's 1-0 Eagles, just like that. Doubleheader here today. The plan is to play a 9-inning first game and a 7-inning second game. Again, the Eagles took the first game of this series last night, 4-0. Lions still looking to get on the board against these Eagles. Jaden Valenzuelas lifted deep to left. Back on it is Takahashi. He's going to haul it in. And Bagaleos will return to first base with 2 gone now. For Malachi Dubray, first baseman for the Eagles. La Sierra University, Orange County, California. Probably expecting a little more sun in Arizona when they came here, but they brought the clouds with them. Nice pitch over the outer third for Jaden Valenzuela. That ball chopped to first. That's a fair ball. That's past Trey Williams down the line. A interesting situation of base running there from Jaden Bagaleos. I don't know if he fell down or what happened, but he kind of took a tumble halfway to third base. He probably would have scored, but instead he's there with 2 outs on the kind of bloop double, chop double down the first base line by Dubray. Bagaleos is smiling. I think he's okay over there. 2 on, 2 outs now. That ball inside to Richie Leone, the second baseman. Jaden Valenzuela would love to get out of this with no further damage. That ball a moment ago could have gotten him out of this, but Trey couldn't quite handle it over there. That ball is hit through the hole. Seeing eye single through the second base hole. Richie Leone's going to get a 2-run single as that throw is just a little late, scoring Dubray. And just like that, it's a 3-0 lead for the Eagles of La Sierra. 2 RBI, seeing eye single through the second, past the second baseman there for Richie Leone. Keeps this inning going. Ethan King now the hitter, the right fielder. Well, Bagaleos' base running, I guess you could call it a mistake or fumble, didn't come back to backfire for the Eagles. They still got him in. There's a ball. Tibertini could not throw out the base runner, and Richie Leone, some heads-up base running. The ball skips away from Trey Williams. He takes third on the throw. And Ethan King, he's got himself an infield single. And this inning's still going. Barry Minjavar, the hitter. Minjavar is the left fielder for the Eagles. Thanks for joining us wherever you happen to be. We'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. It kind of a weird day weather-wise here in Arizona. There's a shot. That ball's through. These Eagles came out swinging today. Barry Minjavar has an RBI single. And it's 4-0 Eagles. That was the final score of yesterday's contest. Foul ball off to the right. Fabian Dominguez, the 9-hole hitter here for the Eagles, who have hit around in the first inning. Not what Jaden Valenzuela wanted. Strike 2. These Eagles, we knew this coming in. They score a lot of runs. They're now 7-1 on the young season. And they scored double digits more often than not. They had their ace on the hill last night. Coach Zach was telling me he's got like a .6, .7 ERA, something like that after that game. So hopefully the Lions brought their bats out with them this morning. That ball's lifted to shallow center, and that's going to drop in front of Cy Peterson. It's going to score another run. Throw goes in the third. It gets away, goes all the way to the backstop. Jaden Valenzuela backing up on the play, but not before. Fabian Dominguez has himself an RBI single and takes second on that throw. Barry Minjavar, the runner over there at third. And Fabian Dominguez is at second base. And Landon Christie up for the second time in the first inning. That ball's a strike. 5-0, the score here. The top of the first inning. 2 outs now, man on second and third. Curveball just a bit high from Jaden Valenzuela. Again, we had a giant gust of wind right before we came on the air here. Took our pop-up tent. So we are praying for no rain here as our equipment is currently without shading from the weather, the elements. Landon Christie fouls that one off to the left side, out of play. 2 strikes. Let's see if Valenzuela can get a much-needed strikeout to get out of this thing. Christie steps back in the box. And here's the pitch. Laced to the shortstop, Federico Tibertini, and that will get the Lions out of this one. But not before the Eagles score 5 times in the top of the first. After a half inning of play, Eagles from La Sierra 5, Justice University Lions coming up. We'll be back. back in the bottom of the first inning. La Sierra Eagles up 5-0. Lions coming up to the plate here. La Sierra's starting pitcher today. Whew, my papers are blowing everywhere, people. Sorry about that. Left-handed pitcher Justin Hurst on the hill. Justin Hurst is a junior out of Los Angeles, California. And leading off for the Lions, second baseman number 2, Emric Avenente. Emric's brand of baseball is cause chaos as much as you can on the base paths and get on board any way you can. He'll take some pitches for sure. Shows bunt there. Again, the Lions looking to bounce back after a tough first inning in the field. 10 came to the plate for the Eagles. That one's up high. Ball 1, ball 2. Batting around in the first inning, that's the way you want it offensively, not so much defensively. That ball is in there for a strike. Again, Avenente likes to take pitches, which is what you like from your leadoff hitter. Get a feel for what the other hurler's got going. See his repertoire early. Curve ball is going to hit him, and Avenente will take his base. Again, get on base any way you can. That's kind of the hard way to do it right there, but he's on board to lead off, shaking his hand a little bit. Batting second for the Lions is the right fielder, David Roboloth. Roboloth also has been swinging a hot bat as of late and also has a high on-base percentage, likes to steal bases as well. He's kind of earned his way up to the top of the lineup over the first several games here. This is the 12th game for the Lions, 4-7 so far, but 4-3 in their last 7. Pickoff move for Hurst. Avenente back. Hurst from LA. Junior, 6 foot tall. There goes Avenente. That ball's low, and he is in there with a stolen base. Emric Avenente swipes a bag, and now the Lions have runner in scoring position for David Roboloth. That's exactly what he likes. David Roboloth. And here's the pitch from Hurst. Curveball swings and misses. Nice looking breaking ball there. And that's strike 2 on Roboloth. Emric Avenente out there on second base. Here's Hurst's pitch. Another curveball. He's got that Clayton Kershaw looking 12-6 breaker. 2-2 the count. That one missed high. Justin Hurst gets his sign, checks the runner at second. Another curveball. That one hit out to right center, fairly deep, and that's going to be hauled in by the center fielder, but tagging and taking third on the play is Emric Avenente. I think David Roboloth doesn't realize that ball was caught. He thought he got himself a double. Celebrating the double out there. But it was just a fly out to center instead. Now the designated hitter today is Durso Melendez. He steps in there with one out, man on third. Starts him off with a breaking ball. That one seemed like it had a little bit more bite to it. Not as looping as that other curveball he has, so perhaps that's his slider there. Strike one. Melendez has been hot as well. Another curveball. That one's laced up the middle, and that's going to fall for an RBI hit. It bounces funny on the center fielder. Durso's going to take a look, but he'll hang on right there. RBI single for Durso Melendez. Gets the Lions on the board here in the first, making it 5-1. Hitting fourth today for the Lions is the Aussie. Jackson Campbell, the catcher today, steps in there. Another breaking ball to start him off. Looks like Hurst likes to go to that breaking ball. He's feeling it early. See if the Lions can adjust to that. Hurst checks Durso over there at first. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball. Misses away. 1-1. Another breaking ball from Hurst. He's got a read on that pitch. He can get that over for a strike. He keeps dropping it in there. Jackson Campbell. The Lions backstop here today. Melendez, their other catcher, playing DH today in the DH position. So you've got back-to-back catchers in the lineup right now. Both swinging good bats. That breaking ball missing outside for a ball. Here's the pitch from Hurst. Jackson can't check his swing. And he is rung up on strikes. And that's 2 outs for Trey Williams. Trey Williams leading the Lions in home runs this year. He's got both of their home runs, I'll put it that way. Hit a long one last Sunday at ACU against University of the Southwest. There's a looping breaking ball for a strike again. Left on left matchup generally favors the pitcher, but not always. We'll see how Williams adjusts to the southpaw, who's dropped 2 strikes in on him, started him out 0-2. Williams would like nothing more than to keep the line moving for Caden Randall over there. That one swung on and missed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Hurst. And that's going to do it for the Lions in the home half of the first. But the Lions got on the board with a single tally. We'll go to the second, 5-1 La Sierra. Top of the second inning, Valenzuela misses high on Jose Leon, the third baseman. There's a strike. Leon popped out to the first baseman in foul territory his first time up. One of the few Eagles that didn't have a successful first crack at Valenzuela. He's looking to have a much more successful second trip around the order. 2 strikes on the hitter. Here's his coming right into your living room there with that foul tip. Nice little slider or cutter or something there. Valenzuela threw on 1-2. Shakes off Campbell. Here's the pitch. Curveball again. That ball back into your living room a second time. Very gray, overcast day here in Chandler, Arizona. But the rain's holding off so far. Boy, they just like throwing that ball right at your camera, guys. Hope you're enjoying the 3D presentation of baseball here today. That's a ball, though. Not a foul ball. Now it's 2-2. Valenzuela ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, belted deep to left center. Tracking is Takahashi. He can't get it. That's going to one-hop over the fence for a ground rule double for Leon. Well, Leon was sitting on that fastball, and he drilled it to left center. Takahashi couldn't track it down, and it hops over the wall for a leadoff double. Jaden Bagaleos, he's singled, has an RBI and a run scored. The Eagles have brought their bats to play this afternoon. Ball a little low. Bagaleos, the left-handed hitter. He's the DH today for the Eagles. That one's high. Bagaleos is a redshirt freshman from East Vale, California. Valenzuela checks the runner. There's the curveball, lifted foul, and out of play. Last Sunday, Valenzuela had a tough inning, but he was able to settle down nicely and have a great outing, go 6 innings. Let's see if he can do the same here after a rough first. There's a strikeout, or perhaps that was strike 2. Nice slider there, swung on and missed. Valenzuela looks at Leon at second, and there's the pitch. There's strike 3. Got ahead of myself. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bagaleo swinging. 1 out, man on second for Dylan Akagi. Dylan Akagi, I barely got to talk about him last time. He flew out to left field his first time up. Akagi's the catcher for the Eagles. That one's a little low, ball 1. Akagi is from Hawaii, Honolulu. There's a couple Hawaiians on this La Sierra roster. He's a junior. Jaden Valenzuela shaking off his catcher a few times. Now he's checking the runner. There's his little cutter. Over for a strike, 1-1. 5-1. Second inning, top of the second. One gone, man on second. For Akagi, the catcher for the Eagles. Another cutter, that one laid off, 2-1. Gray, overcast, gusty day here in Chandler at Nozomi Park in West Chandler. The home site for the Justice University baseball games this season. I believe that was a pitch clock violation, or he asked for time. I am not sure on that one. Don't know if they have a pitch clock, actually. There's no clock. That one's lifted deep to right center. Roboloff is ranging. So is Cy Peterson. He's going to make the grab. Tagging and going to third is Leone. And now 2 gone. Man on third for Malachi Dubray. Dubray is Canadian from Vancouver. He's a junior. First baseman here today for the Eagles. This is as wintry as winter gets in Chandler, Arizona right here, guys. That ball inside. Ball 1 to Dubray. Dubray had a double and scored in the first. And it was a little bit of a kind of a chopper down the first base line that Trey Williams couldn't handle. Moving man on first over to third. Both of whom would score. Ball is low and outside. 3-0 to Dubray. Valenzuela is in danger of walking the hitter here. Get me over slider there. And it's 3-1. Again, La Sierra with the powder blue pants and the navy blue. Looks like you're watching the Royals play here. That ball fouled off to the right, full count. Important to win the first game of a doubleheader and the middle game of this series to set up a rubber match this afternoon. That ball chopped, and it hops over the glove of Emric Avenente. That's an E4 that's going to score the run. That should have been a out of the inning ground out to second, but instead the line keeps on moving for the Eagles and they get their 6th run. Richie Leone. Now the hitter, Jose Leone and Richie Leone. Both in the starting lineup. That ball lifted foul and out of play. There's a strike. Now they're both listed as hometown of North Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm wondering if they are brothers. So throw over. Ball is hit to Caden Randall at third. He'll go the short way over to Avenente at second, and that will retire the side, but not before the Eagles get another run. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 6-1 Eagles. Randall will start things off for the Lions in the home half of the second, trailing 6-1. Randall takes a ball high. Justin Hurst, the pitcher, had a really good first inning, striking out 2. Curveball, he's been favoring that pitch. Randall fouls that off, tries to take out Coach at third there. Just watching 1+ innings from Hurst, I would be sitting on that curveball if it were me. And going to it a lot, even on the first pitch sometimes here. One. High. Ball 2. Caden Randall, a freshman, had a good showing last weekend. He's earned his way to the starting lineup. Whoa. Just a bit high. That curveball getting away from Hurst. Went out of your picture. It was so high. They had a little, you see the dark dirt around home plate where there's light dirt right in front of home plate there. There was a little bit of a leak around home plate that Coach Zach came to today, and so they had to do some work to dry it up. Caden Randall's going to draw a leadoff walk. Now both innings, the Lions were able to get the leadoff man on board. First inning, that runner scored. Let's see if that can continue here today. Here is Federico Tibertini, the shortstop from Parma, Italy. He's showing bunt. There's that first pitch curveball I referenced a moment ago, and that's ball 1. Freddie, too, has earned his way to a starting spot here. That's shortstop. He's showing bunt again, pulls back again. If the guy in front of you drew a walk, pitcher's showing a little bit of control issues, it's good to maybe show bunt, pull it back, just gets him slightly rattled perhaps, make him throw strikes. 2-0 pitch, that one's high, ball 3. Tibertini taking a really patient approach here. There are no 5-run homers in baseball. When you're down 5 runs, getting on base is the recipe for success. And he'll take strike 1. There's the automatic take at 3-0, and Hurst gets that one over for a strike. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 3-1 curveball. Let's see what we see here from Hurst. That one's high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start off the second. The bottom of the second, that is. And that brings up center fielder Cy Peterson. Peterson hits in the 8-hole, but he has that leadoff vibe about him. He likes to come up in clutch situations, get on board, steal bases, all of that. Justin Hurst is going to get a visit from his coach here to talk things over, make sure he's okay after back-to-back walks to start the second. Settle him down just a little bit. Trust your stuff. We believe in you, things like that. Cy Peterson has had the knack for the clutch hit the last few weekends. Takahashi on deck, the 9-hole hitter. Again, 6-1 the score. Lions wanting to claw back into this one. Got 2 on with no outs. This is a good chance to do that. Justin Hurst. First baseman not holding. That one bunted and popped up, foul. Strike 1. Peterson asked to sacrifice up there. Don't want to pop that bunt up. See if you can get it down here. It's hard to bunt a curveball too. Let's see what happens here from Hurst. Showing bunt again. Also can't get that one down, strike two. That one bunted foul as well. So Peterson down 0-2. Curveball, strike three, gets him on 3 pitches. Peterson goes down looking. There's one out for Takahashi. Who I can tell you one thing I've learned about Takahashi at the plate, he's probably not going to go down looking. Likes to swing early and often. Keito Takahashi, the left fielder today for the Lions, does his little bow to the umpire as he steps into the box. Curveball lifted right at the left fielder. Maybe a couple steps in, he's going to bring that one down. One pitch fly out for Takahashi, and there's quickly 2 away. After the first 2 get aboard with a walk. Back to the top of the order. And Emric Avenente, the second baseman. Emric got hit by a pitch. His first time, takes a strike. First pitch curveball over. Stole a base and scored his first time up. Another curveball. That one's outside. 1-1. Bottom of the second, 6-1 Eagles. That ball chopped. Third baseman falls down. That's through for a hit. Here comes Caden Randall around third. Left fielder bobbles it momentarily, and that's enough to get him to score on a diving slide, and Emric Avenente's got himself an RBI single. Good clutch piece of hitting by Emric. Randall scoring from second. And the Lions chip away at this lead to get that run back that they gave up in the top half. And David Robeloff, the hitter. Depertini at second. Avenente at first. Hurst working now on David Robeloff, the right fielder. He flew out to center his first time up. Ball's away. Robeloff would like nothing more than to keep this line moving and keep this inning going for the Lions. That ball is fouled off to the right. Ooh, one hops the car. Hurst checks the runners. There's the pitch. Swung on, missed by Robeloff, strike 2. Robeloff wants to shorten up his swing a little bit, put this one in play. Again, Debertini off second. Avenente off first. David Robeloff at the plate. Here's the pitch. Curveball high. 2-2 to Robeloff. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Robiloff strikes out swinging to end the side, but the Lions get one back. We go to the top of the third. It's 6-2 Eagles over the Lions. Top of the third. Jaden Valenzuela back out there to face Ethan King. That one's wide, ball one. Changed our camera angle here at the break. A little higher there for you. Hopefully that's a little better view for you. Again, you see those gray clouds. It can be hard to see the ball on days like this. There's a strike. But also the cloudless high sky in Arizona in the afternoons can be hard to see too. So outfielders have some struggles no matter what you do. There's another strike. Valenzuela trying to have a shutdown inning here to get his guys back in the dugout. That ball ripped towards Cy Peterson, who's going to dive for it and make a fantastic sliding catch. Cy Peterson with the web gem out there. Full extension. And he makes himself a highlight reel catch. Good break on that ball. Lays out for it coming in. And a great first out for the Lions here in the home, or the visiting half of the third. Valenzuela back to work on Minjavar. He shows bunt and pulls it back, takes ball one. Barry Minjavar bounces that ball up the middle. Ranging is Avenente trying to glove and throw, but Minjavar's got himself an infield single. Trying to make back-to-back beautiful plays for the Lions there. Avenente did a good job to range over and stop that ball, but couldn't get much on the throw, falling away. And Minjavar's got himself a infield single. With one out, back to the top of the order. I'm sorry, the 9-hole hitter, Fabian Dominguez. Double play here would be amazing. There's a ground ball. DeBertini steps on second, throws to one. Nostradamus Shively apparently on the call today. And that's a 6-3 double play to get out of it. The shutdown inning that the doctor ordered. No runs for the Eagles. Lions are coming up in the bottom of the third, down 6-2. Lions back at it here in the bottom of the third. Durso Melendez, the DH today, going to lead things off. The Lions have had a leadoff hitter on both innings so far. Durso would love nothing more than to keep that trend going. He takes ball one up high from Hurst. 6-2 Eagles, bottom three. Justin Hurst misses outside. The lefty has showed a lot of command of that curveball. I think he's got two breaking pitches. I've seen just a slightly different break on it. Slider and a curveball. He's liked them both. Catcher looks like needed timeout for a second, and umpire says, let's play ball. Hurst sets and fires. That ball misses high. Durso Melendez looking to get on board to start things out here in the bottom of the third in front of the 4- and 5-hole hitters for the Lions. Behind him, there is a ball four. Wasn't sure if that was high or not, and just like that, the Lions have the leadoff hitter aboard for the third straight time to start this game. Jackson Campbell, the catcher, is going to come up with Durso Melendez on first. Again, the Lions are sporting back-to-back catchers in the lineup today. Durso doing the DH duties today, and Campbell is doing the catching. Campbell was a strikeout victim his first time up, and he sees that looping Kershaw curveball. Strike one. There's it again, and again it's strike two. Jackson has seen 4 of those in 2 at-bats, and he's yet to really time it up. 0-2 to him. Got him slowed down. And Campbell gets that one up the middle for a single. Waited on it, is able to hit it back from whence it came. The first 2 aboard again for the Lions. Bringing up Trey Williams. Williams, a strikeout victim, his first time up as well. Hurst got back-to-back Ks to get out of that first inning, only surrendering the 1 run. Williams loves his walkout music. You can tell he's kind of vibing to it as he takes his place in the left-handed batter's box there. Williams would love to get a hold of one here. A gapper or even further. Lefty on left matchup, swing and a miss. He hasn't seemed to really have a handle on Hurst yet in his first at bat and into the second at bat. There's that curveball missing high and away. Ball one. Williams fouls that one off. That ball's in the dirt. Williams seeing more pitches here from Hurst. There's that curveball, and it's chopped to the first baseman. Nice play over there. Pitcher ranging over. The ball's thrown away. It's going to make it all the way behind the plate. Melendez is going to score. Courtesy runner moves up to third, as well as Trey Williams. That's going to be an E3, I believe. But Williams gets the job done. The Lions now have a 6-3 lead. Or they're trailing 6-3, that is. Randall with a huge base hit there. 2-run single for Randall. And just like that, the Lions are back in this thing. Both runs come across. And the first 4 have reached here in the third for the Lions. 6-5 now the score. And there's a strike over to Tibertini. Say ciao to the Tibertini family watching in Italy. There's a chopper to short. He's going to go to second for one across the diamond, and that's a 6-4-3 double play. And that's unfortunately going to clear the bases with 2 outs. The Lions are going to kind of start over here. Cy Peterson will come up with nobody on. In a 6-5 game here, we've got ourselves a contest. Peterson struck out his first time out, looking to improve on that. There's a looping curveball outside. Ball. Felt some raindrops earlier. That's why I turned the sound off for a second, trying to think of a contingency plan here. Might have to get the tent back out. That ball swung on and missed. But here's hoping those drops stay away. Peterson, nobody on, 2 outs. Swung on and missed, strike 2. That one was up in his eyes. Couldn't hold off. Hurst gave up base runners on the first 4 batters of this inning and then got a double play that cleared the bases. That ball's ripped to center, but Ranging is the center fielder. Comes over, and Christie makes the catch, and that retires the side. But not before the Lions roar back and get 3 runs in the home half. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It is 6-5, Eagles. Bounce Willa back out there. Ball 1. A little high and outside. Landon Christie, leadoff hitter. Back in there for the Eagles. That ball's outside. Christie from Las Vegas, Nevada. And he takes a strike, 2-1. Ripped down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. And that's going to be another ground rule double, in fact, which is beneficial to the Lions. I think Christie may have easily had a triple if that one didn't bounce over. It bounced, hit the top of the yellow line there, hit the scoreboard, and fell back into play. I actually didn't realize there was a scoreboard here until that play right there. It kind of blends into the trees. And so Christie starts off the 4th for the Eagles with a double. 6-5, our score. Here in the top of the 4th. Punch showed, take it back high. Valenzuela. I believe gets another pitch clock violation there, so that's a ball. 2-0. So there is apparently a pitch clock in the college. We just don't see it. It's just on the mind of the umpire. That ball is a strike. Bat pulled away, but taken for strike one, 2-1. Another bunt showing Valenzuela. That bunt is down. Valenzuela is going to go to first. Nice play by Avenente to hold on to that one and get the out. So that sacrifice goes 1-4. And Christie moves on down to third base. Jaden Bagaleos, the hitter, the DH. He's 1 for 2. RBI and a strikeout. Valenzuela's the pitch. That one's lifted to left field. Takahashi ranging over, tagging at third is Christie. He's going to try to score. Good throw by Takahashi, but the ball goes, it's a little tardy, and the run scores. I didn't even think that was going to be close, and Takahashi actually put on a great throw there, but a sac fly from Bagaleos. And now there's 2 gone for Dylan Akagi with nobody on. So the Eagles add on to their 6-5 lead. Now it's 7-5. That ball lifted up, popped straight up in the air. Caden Randall coming on. He's going to squeeze that one and retire the side. But not before the Eagles add one more. And so we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 7-5 Eagles. Bottom of the 4th back here at Nozomi Park in West Chandler, Arizona. And it's 7-5 Eagles over the home Justice Lions. Home half of the 4th here. Kato Takahashi, the hitter. He likes to swing at that first pitch, but he'll let that one go. Ball 1. That one up and in. Justin Hurst out for his 4th inning of work. Curveball low. Takahashi takes that one. 2-0 on him. Hurst has liked that breaking ball a lot. There's the big looping 12-6 breaker. That one stays up high. So Takahashi 3-0. Again, leadoff hitter's been aboard for the first 3 innings for the Lions. That's been a good trend for them. Let's see if Takahashi can keep that going. That ball's over. For strike 1, 3-1 the count. Still in the hitter's favor. Let's see what Keito Takahashi can do here to lead off the bottom of the 4th. That one thrown to the backstop. Keito thought about sprinting down, but took off his gear and will take the free trot down to first base. Again, 4 straight times to lead off the inning, the Lions have gotten a base runner. 3 of those times, it was a walk. So Hurst has had trouble finding the strike zone for the leadoff hitters of each inning, it seems like. So Kagi will talk to him, settle him down a little bit. Talk strategy. Here comes coach out of the dugout to also conference on the mound. And that's going to do it for Justin Hurst here today. 3+ innings. He had 4 strikeouts. Gave up 5 runs. And we will have a new pitcher. Tell you about him in just a minute. Austin Miller, the new pitcher, number 34 for the Eagles. He's a junior from Bakersfield, California. And he will face the leadoff hitter, Emric Avenente, to start his day. Takahashi, the runner off first, he goes on the first pitch. Avenente shows bunt, pulls back. Takahashi into second base safely with a stolen base. Takahashi stealing on the first pitch. Just like that, the Lions have a base runner in scoring position with nobody out. Emric Avenente now up with a chance to get himself an RBI and draw the Lions even closer to evening the score. 7-5, top 4, no outs, man on second. New pitcher in, Austin Miller. Swing and a miss. Avenente loses the handle on that one. We've seen that happen to him once before. A look of a little smile there. 1-1 the count. Avenente would love to drive in Takahashi from second here. The pitch. Foul ball coming back at you. Strike 2. The helmet couldn't stay on that swing. All kinds of equipment flying around for Emric. First the bat, now the helmet. 1-2 the count. Nobody out here. Emric Avenente, the Lion leadoff hitter. Takahashi, the runner at second. Miller, pitch. Avenente was able to hold up. 2-2. That ball gets past Miller, but nothing going as Leone was there to retrieve that errant throw. Pitch, Avenente checks again, and again he did not go. And Avenente's worked a full count here. He hasn't had a good look on that. Pitch from Miller. 2 check swings. He hasn't made contact yet. Let's see what he can do here. He did foul one off. I take that back. Here's the full count pitch to Emric Avenente. He pops that one up on the infield. Leone ranging and is able to squeeze that one, retire Avenente for the first out of the inning. David Robeloff, the hitter, coming to the plate. Chops that one foul to start his bat off, 0-1. One out. Takahashi, leadoff walk and a stolen base over there at second base. David Robeloff. That one is wide. Akagi able to stop it from coming right at us again. Robeloff has flown to center and struck out today, 0 for 2. That ball hit wide of third again. 1-2 the count to the right fielder, Robeloff. Miller set, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. That ball, Akagi blocks it, but Takahashi is able to take third on the wild pitch. Now Robeloff has a man on third base for him. Sac fly. Is it play? Let's see if he can get that runner in from third here with less than 2 outs. Miller to Robeloff. Driven down the right field line. Trouble. It's caught by the right fielder. He falls to the ground, which is just what you needed to get Takahashi home from third without a throw. So sac fly for Robeloff. He'll get the RBI. And the Lions within 1 once again. And Durso Melendez up now with nobody on. The Eagles got a run in the top of the 4th. The Lions answered back with one of their own. This has turned into a very good baseball game. That ball in the dirt, ball 1. Miller's done that 3 or 4 times so far today. Just kind of overthrow that fastball into the dirt. Last one allowed Takahashi to get to third, which allowed him to score on the sac fly. So that was a big play. That ball is on the corner for a strike, 1-1. That ball up and in. Durso able to get out of the way, 2-1. Got the Lion dugout going over there. Another ball kind of yanked on and wide of the target. Durso's shown some patience up there today. He's got a walk and a single. 1 for 1. That one's up high, and that is going to be his second walk. So Melendez draws the 2-out walk. That'll bring up Jackson Campbell. Seven, 5 Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs, man on first. Jackson Campbell, the catcher for the Lions, takes ball 1 from Austin Miller. Melendez, being the DH, does not get the courtesy runner that he would if he was catching. That ball, little check swing. That's problems, though. Third baseman ranges over, and he's able to throw out Jackson Campbell by a step. So that was a nice play there by Jose Leon to throw out Campbell and retire the side, but not before the Lions get one back. We go to the 5th inning in a 7-6 game. Eagles still on top. Got a little rain falling, so we're trying to protect the equipment here. Sorry about that. Just a light drizzle. We got 1 out already here in the 5th. And there's a foul ball. Dubray flew out to start this inning. That ball's going to be a single through the hole for Richie Leon. So Leon singles. 1 out. And we have Ethan King, the hitter. Ball hit down the left field line. Takahashi ranging over. But that's out of play. Jaden Valenzuela out there again for the 5th inning. He's had him settled down nicely after that rough first. There's a strike to Ethan King. Another pitcher's best friend double play ball would be awesome here for Valenzuela. I spoke it into existence last time. Let's see if I can be 2 for 2. Ball low. Snap throw by Campbell. Leon back. Valenzuela strikes out King, but stealing second base is Richie Leone. And he's there with 2 outs. And Barry Menjivar, the hitter. Top of the 5th, 7-6. Eagles over the Lions. That ball's a strike. That ball spiked all the way back to the backstop, and Leon will take 3rd on the wild pitch. Valenzuela. Ball is away for a ball. Valenzuela has 3 Ks in this one. Actually, 2 Ks. Ball fouled off of the plate. Strikeout of King a moment ago was just his 2nd of the game, but Valenzuela, again, after a really rough first inning, has settled down pretty nicely here. 7-6 Eagles. Curveball outside. The Lions have played in a lot of games where at some point the score was 7-6. It's funny how that's been a theme score for them. That pitch ripped to left, and that's an RBI hit for Barry Menjivar. The bat kind of flew out of his hand as he made contact, which kind of deadened that ball and allowed it to fall safely. Scoring Richie Leone, and the Eagles back up 2 again. (8-6) now the score. 2 gone. And the hitter is Fabian Dominguez, the 9-hole hitter. Foul ball at the plate. That ball's going to get away and hit him. That's not at all what Jaden Valenzuela wanted to happen there. Now 2 on, 2 outs for Christie, the leadoff hitter. Landon Christie's had a very good day so far. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and a stolen base, a double and a single. Curveball over for a strike. That one's outside. Swung on and missed. Ball lifted deep and gone. 3-run homer over the fence in right center, and the Eagles are going to add on to their lead. Going to adjust our camera momentarily. We're trying to protect it from the rain. But that was a 3-run homer by the Eagles. Not at all the Lions wanted. They shoot back on up by 5 runs. There's a strike to Jose Leon. Landon Christie is now a triple short of the cycle as he added on to his huge day. That ball flown out to right field. David Roboloth is going to squeeze that one, but not before the Eagles do a lot of damage there on the 3-run homer by Landon Christie. They score 4 total in the inning, so they will pad their lead and go up 11-6 as we go to the bottom of the inning. Going to the bottom of the 5th inning, 11-6 Eagles. 11-6 score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Trey Williams leading things off for the Lions. New pitcher for the Eagles. It's number 23. Jaime Silva. Williams goes down looking on 3 pitches, not happy with himself. 1 out. There goes the streak of leadoff hitters aboard for the Lions. And Caden Randall up there with 1 out. Rips that one to right center. That's going to be down for a hit. Caden Randall continuing to swing a hot bat there. He's on board with 1 out. Lions got to answer back here to stay in this one. That 3-run homer was a dagger in the top of the 5th inning. Landon Christie, 3 for 3. Single, a double, and a homer. He's had himself a day. Federico DiBertini, the hitter. Shortstop for the Lions. Up there to lay down a bunt. He does. Couple hops to the third baseman, Leone, who throws DiBertini out, and that's a sac fly. Goes 5-3. And Randall's there at second with 2 outs for center fielder Cy Peterson. Jaime Silva, again, the new pitcher for the Eagles. Struck out Williams to start things, gave up a single to Randall and then a sac fly from DiBertini. That's how we got here with 2 outs for Peterson, who takes strike 1. Sprinkling on and off here at Nozomi Park for game 1 of this doubleheader. Eleven 11-6, that is. Ball low. It was a 7-6 game before that 4-run top half of the 5th, capped off by a 3-run homer by Landon Christie over the right center field wall. It gives the Eagles a little cushion here. The Lions looking to claw back into this thing. And Peterson will take strike 2. Ball low. In the dirt, gets away from Akagi, but not too far. Peterson again is showed a clutch bat at times for the Lions so far this year. And there's another pitch clock violation on Silva this time. Got to kind of have that internal clock, knowing how much time you've taken up there. One more thing to think about if you're a pitcher, right? It's already a bunch. Silva looking to get his sign from Akagi. And here's the pitch. Peterson rips the ball. Bringing the right fielder back. He's drifting towards the track, and he's going to make the catch just shy of the wall. And that's going to do it for the Lions here in the home half of the 5th inning. We go to the 6th, 11-6, Eagles. Top of the 6th for the Eagles. And new pitcher out there for the Lions, it's Xavier Jaramillo, the lefty. That ball's a little wide of the target. Facing left-handed hitting DH, Jaden Bagaleos. Jaramillo brings a little different look out there from the left side. It's a nice pitch over for a strike. Working from the stretch. Bagaleos swings on for strike 2, 1-2. We've talked about this in the past, that relief pitching, especially that first batter, first hitter efficiency, trying to get them out, and it looks like that's going to happen here as Jaramillo coaxes a harmless ground ball from Emmerich Avenente over to Trey Williams for out number 1. Nice work by him to retire the first out, and that just sets the table for your whole outing. You get that first batter out, and you can start to settle in, take a deep breath, do what you do best. Throw that ball over the plate. Jaramillo in there for a strike. Starts Akagi out with another first pitch strike from him. Jaramillo looking to work fast here. Second pitch, inside, ball 1, 1-1. Jaramillo from Santa Fe, New Mexico, his hometown. Another strike on the corner. Dylan Akagi, the catcher for the Eagles. He's 0 for 3. And make that 0 for 4 as he strikes out. Nice pitch there from Jaramillo. Gets the second out of the inning. Brings up Malachi Dubray, the first baseman. The Lions would love to shut this Eagle offense down in this half inning and get back to the home half, start chipping away again at that lead. There's a curveball, misses high from Jaramillo. Seems like our light drizzle has stopped momentarily. We're happy about that. Back under the tent that returned from heaven. Much lower trajectory, being weighed down by some big stones that we found. Update that no one cares about but me. That's okay. Jaramillo looking to shut down Dubray here. There's a strike. Dubray from Vancouver, British Columbia. That ball misses low. Jaramillo winds, sets, and here's the shot. The pitch swung on, hit deep to right center, and that ball is going to leave the yard. Dubray hits one just out of here over the yellow line into the tree there in right center. And the Eagles pad their lead once again by the home run from Malachi Dubray. Two out solo shot makes it 12-6. Eagles currently doubling up the Lions. Jaramillo had a promising start to this inning, but Dubray got a hold of one there. He just took that one out of here to right center. See if Xavier can calm down here and get the last out. The good news is there's nobody on base, so solo shots don't do as much damage as they could do. Curveball a little inside. Jaramillo sets and fires. Ripped to left center. That's going to be down for a hit. Cy Peterson gets it on a hop and throws it back in. But the Leone brothers are making their presence felt here as Richie Leone gets himself a single. And Ethan King, the hitter with two outs. Pitching coach for the Lions going to come talk things over with Jaramillo. And the first and third base coaches for La Sierra talking to their hitter and runner. Well-timed Jeopardy music by Joseph Nasir, our who works for Justice Athletics over there, bringing the sound system. Usually you do that when the other team has a pitching conference on the mound, but, you know, we'll give them some grace, trying to make it fun. So Leon, the base runner at first, 2 outs. Ethan King, the hitter, he has singled, flown to center, and struck out. Looking his last time up, Jaramillo, left on left matchup here. Looks at Leon, fires, and King fouls that one away. 1 strike to count. Curveball in there. Nice pitch by Jaramillo. Two outs, man on first. 1 in the top half of the 6th. There goes Leon, the runner. Jackson Campbell to throw down. He's going to be in there with a stolen base. Jaramillo should have one thing on his mind. It's striking out Ethan King here. Here's the pitch, and that one is low. That ball inside. Again, 2 outs, man on second. 1 run in here in the top of the 6th. It's 12-6 Eagles. And that's ball 4 to Ethan King. He's going to draw himself a walk here with 2 outs in front of Barry Menjivar. Jaramillo, promising start to this inning, getting the first 2 that he faced, but gave up a home run, a single, and a walk now with 2 outs. Rip to center. Cy Peterson coming in, and he's going to hold on to that to retire the side. Not before the Eagles get one more on the solo home run by Malachi Dubray. We go to the home half of the 6th inning. It's 12-6 Eagles over the Lions. Jaime Silva back up there. Out there for another inning of work for the Eagles, and Kato Takahashi, first pitch swinging, pops that ball up to shallow center. In comes the center fielder. He squeezes that one. And one in pitch, one out for the Lions here in the home half of the sixth. Emric Avenente, Lion leadoff hitter, up with 2 outs. Ball bunted and fielded and thrown out, 1-3. There's quickly 2 away here in the visiting half of the home half of the sixth, however. David Robiloff, the right fielder. He has had an RBI sac fly his last time up, struck out and flown to center. He's 0 for 2, but with an RBI. Takes a strike from Silva. Nice pace on that pitch. That ball fouled away. Into the parking lot. David Robiloff got 2 strikes on him here. That one's low. Robiloff from Queen Creek, he's a sophomore. Would love to get on board here in front of the sharp end of the stick for the Lions order. Durso Melendez, Jackson Campbell, and Trey Williams. The Eagles wanted that one as strike 3, but it was low and away. Here's the pitch. Ripped by Robiloff. Past the first baseman into right field for a single. And he indeed keeps the line moving in front of Durso Melendez. Robiloff gets his first hit of the game. Durso Melendez, he has a hit and 2 walks. The Eagles have yet to retire him. He's DHing here today. That one high and tight, ball 1. Jaime Silva got the first 2 outs quickly and gave up a 2-out hit to David Robiloff. Robiloff typically is a threat to run. Let's see what happens here. Not going. There's a foul ball off to the right. Pitch from Jaime Silva first. He looks over at David Robiloff. Throws over. Robiloff back safely. Pitch from Jaime Silva to Durso Melendez. That ball is ripped foul again, off to the right side. Silva checks on Robiloff, and here's the pitch. Ripped foul again. Again, the Eagles up 12-6 in this one. 2 outs, runner at first base. Roboloff moving off first base. Silva checks him. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again to the right. Durso Melendez working on a 1-for-1 day with 2 walks. Looking to get on board here. 2 outs. Chopped foul at the plate. We'll do it again. Another foul ball. Durso Melendez is going through all the baseballs that we happen to bring here today. He's still up there, battling at the plate. Here's Jaime Silva's pitch. Fouled off again. Melendez battling up there. Good battle on your hands here between Silva and Melendez. Roboloff gets his lead off first. Throw over, gets away. Roboloff taking off. As that ball goes down the right field, he's going to look to round second. He's going to come to third. He's going to make it standing up. E1 on the pickoff. Roboloff's going to get all the way to third. Now Durso Melendez has a runner at third base with 2 outs as the battle continues at the plate. Only 1 ball. He's fouled off so many. He's seen double digits in pitches, but only 1 ball. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. Durso Melendez battling up there. This is an at-bat that you star. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. And you go back to later. Roboloff dancing off third. Here's the pitch. And Silva gets him swinging. So the Lions threaten, but they don't score. We go to the 7th inning. It's 12-6. Eagles over the Lions. And that's ball one from Jaramillo, leading off the 7th inning. It's Fabian Dominguez. That one's high. Jaramillo out here for his 2nd inning of work. Gave up 1 run in his 1st inning. There's a strike. So we're playing 9 here in the 1st game, I believe, and 7 innings in the 2nd. That's what's been told to me. There's a strike. Evens the count at 2 from Xavier Jaramillo. 2-2 is chopped and through for a base hit. Fabian Dominguez singles to lead off the 7th inning. And that brings up the star of this game, Landon Christie. Christie is 3 for 3 with a single, a double, and a 3-run homer. He scored 3 runs and has 3 RBIs. Christie a triple short of the cycle. Of course, that's the hardest to get in the cycle. But he's had himself a great day. Here's a pitch from Jaramillo. He's got a lefty on left matchup here. That one's high. Landon Christie been a one-man wrecking crew up there. He's showing bunt and pulls back, takes a strike. Jaramillo gets the sign, checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. That ball lifted to left field, fouling out of play, strike 2. Correction, Christie had 2 at-bats in that 1st inning. He's actually 3 for 4, but has that double, homer, and single. There goes the runner. That ball's low, throw down. He's in there with a stolen base is Fabian Dominguez. Christie back in there. Jaramillo gets his sign, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Ripped up the middle, another hit for Landon Christie. Here comes Dominguez around second, and Christie's got himself a second double to add to his 4 for 5 day with his 4th RBI. The Eagles add to their total, and they go up 13-6. Got a new pinch hitter in. They said for 4, but I believe number 6 was the hitter. Number 17. Bryson Sukiyama Daniel, the hitter. He's a junior from Hawaii. That ball is dribbled foul, right side or left side. Bryson Sukayami Daniel. Pinch hitting for Jose Leon, the third baseman. The pitch from Jaramillo, curveball, misses and gets him. Little muted strike 3 call there from umpire. Either way, that's a strikeout for Jaramillo, and that's the first out of the inning. Jaden Bagaleos, the DH, in there against the left-handed pitching Xavier Jaramillo. That ball's wide, ball 1. Fouled away. And that one is inside low. 7th inning of this one, 13-6. Single tallies for the Eagles in the last 2 innings. A 4 spot in the 5th. A 5 spot in the 1st. So 2 big crooked number innings have done in the Lions thus far. They themselves have tried to answer back. And have some work to do in the home half here if they can get out of this one with no further damage. That one fouled away by Bagaleos. 2 homers in this one by the Eagles, one by Landon Christie, the other by Malachi Dubray. Curveball in the dirt. That's ball 4 to Bagaleos. He's earned himself a 1-out walk. Two on, 1 out for the catcher, Dylan Akagi. Jaramillo checks the 2 runners. Here's the pitch to Dylan Akagi. That one hits him in the back of the leg. That's going to load things up. For Malachi Dubray. Dubray went deep his last time up. Solo homer. He's got him loaded here. Jaramillo is struggled since he got his first 2 outs last inning. He's labored since then. Here's the pitch. Ripped down the right field line. That is going to clear the bases. That one's all the way into the corner. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. Here comes the 3rd one right behind him. The throw to the plate is low in the dirt, and that's a 3-run double by Malachi Dubray. And the Eagles pour it on here in the 7th. Now up 16-6. that's all she wrote for Xavier Jaramillo on the afternoon. He goes 1 1/3, gives up 5 runs. I'll tell you about the new Lion hurler here in a minute. Pitching change here in the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher for the Lions, number 30, Alexander Bacala. Alex Bacala, the righty, freshman out of Phoenix. And he's inherited mop-up duty here in the 7th after the Eagles have struck for 4 more, extending their lead. To 16-6, the 10-run lead. Now, what once was a 1-run lead, the Eagles have scored the last 9 unanswered. There's a ground out to second. Emric Avenente over to Trey Williams on 1 pitch to get the second out of the inning. That brings up Ethan King's spot in the order, but he's going to have a pinch hitter come in for him, number 47. Pinch hitter is number 47, Bobby Blaschke. Blaschke, the pinch hitter. And he takes ball 1 from Bacala. Bobby Blaschke is a junior from Santa Cruz, California. Bacala, high leg kick, and that one sails wide, 2-0. Two outs in this one, runner at third. Alex Bacala throwing 3 straight balls to start off the at-bat against Bobby Blaschke, the pinch hitter. Bacala fires, and there's the automatic strike over there. Automatic take, and the ball was over the middle of the plate for a strike. 3-1. The kick, and the ball gets away from Campbell, and that's going to allow Dubray to score from third. Wild pitch. And Blaschke reaches on the walk. And Barry Menjivar steps in here. He's the 9th hitter of this inning. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate from Bakala. The Eagles have batted around in 2 innings now. They've got 2 innings in which they've scored 5 runs and 1 in which they scored 4. And that's about all I need to tell you on how this one's gone. That ball is lifted, foul and out of play into the parking lot. 17-6. The last 10 unanswered been scored by the Eagles after the Lions made it a 1-run lead for the second time in this game, 7-6. It's been all Eagles since then in the last 3 innings. Another hit by pitch. Menjivar takes that one in the back. And Fabian Dominguez is going to come up for the second time in this inning. He singled, stole a base and scored. His last time up. Dominguez has singled, grounded into a double play, been hit by a pitch, and singled again. Alex Bakala gets a sign, sets, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That ball ripped down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. Bounces in front of Roboloff. That's going to score Blaschke. And an RBI double for Fabian Dominguez. Blaschke scoring the 18th run. And back to the top of the order, and Landon Christie, again, working on a 4-for-5 game. Pair of doubles, a homer, a single, 4 RBIs. 4 runs scored. And first base open. With 2 outs here for Bakala. There's a strike in the inside part of the plate. Bakala looks at the runner at third. There's a pitch fouled off by Christie. Christie hit a rocket shot to shortstop Federico DeBertini in his second at bat of the first inning, and that's the only time the Lions have retired him today, and that was a laser beam. That ball's high and outside. Bakala gets his sign, sets, checks the runner at third. Here's a pitch. Turned on and fouled down the right field line. Christie in there again, Bakala. Here's the pitch. Lions trying to find a way to get out of this inning and to retire Landon Christie. 2-2 the count. Oh, that was ball 4. 3-2 is the count, and that ball gets away from Jackson Campbell, and that's going to allow another run to come home. Still in the 7th here. Men on 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Bacala working to Bryson. Bryson Sukayama Daniel, and that is a block by Alex Bacala. And that is going to cause another run to come home. That ball chopped foul. Lions bullpen has had trouble getting out these Eagle hitters. Floodgates have opened as soon as Jaden Valenzuela left. Bacala trying to settle things down here. It's the pitch ripped up the middle. That's going to be another base hit. Christie's going to score from second. That ball cut off by Trey Williams. And Bryson Sukiyami Daniel has himself an RBI single. Nine-run inning now, still counting. (21-6) the score. Jaden Bagaleos, the hitter. He walked and scored his last time up in this inning. And that one finds its way through for another hit. That ball gets through the center fielder, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to score Sukiyami Daniel, and Bagaleos is going to wind up all the way on third after the single. And the wheels have all the way fallen off for the Lions here in the 7th. The 10-run inning, man at third. Up and in to Akagi. Bacala misses inside again, 2-0. That one catches the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. Dylan Akagi's 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch and a run scored. Fouls that ball away. Full count on Dylan Akagi, the catcher for the Eagles. Curveball lifted deep to left. Coming in on it is Takahashi, and he's going to retire Akagi, and mercifully, this inning comes to an end. But not before the Eagles score 10 more runs. And this one is getting away from the Lions. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Stretch time here in game 1. Eagles up big on the Lions. We'll be back here in a second. Bottom of the 7th. It's 22-6 Eagles on top of the Lions here in game 1. Unfortunately, I said that correctly. 22-6. But Jackson Campbell up there lifts that one down the right field line, kind of into no man's land, ranging over and making a nice catch is the right fielder Bobby Blaschke to retire Campbell. Start the home half of the 7th here. That brings up first baseman number 22, Trey Williams. And he takes the ball. Swing and a miss by Williams. Rigo Hernandez, the new catcher for the Eagles, gets in there for Akagi. That ball lifted foul. Number 31, Rigo Hernandez, now catching. Trey Williams looking to get off the snide here. Takes that one low. He's had a rough game. 0 for 3. Reached on an error and scored. A couple Ks mixed in there. That one chopped to the plate. Maybe caught him in the inside of the knee. Bottom 7, 22-6. This was a 7-6 game. And the Eagles have scored 15 runs in the last 2+ innings. 3+ innings. The last 15 runs unanswered in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Got to that bullpen, and they've done most of their damage against the Lion pen. Trey Williams up there against Jaime Silva. Fouls that one off. Jaime Silva has also come in and calmed things down out there for the Eagles. Ripped and past the first baseman. Kind of a bad hop, but that's going to be a hit for Trey Williams. So the Lions get a 1-out base runner for Caden Randall. Randall has had another great game. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, run scored, 2 RBIs. And playing a good third base over there at the hot corner for the Lions. Williams on first. Jaime Silva checks him. Here's the pitch. That ball inside, ball 1. Caden Randall, the freshman from Dewey, Arizona, out near Globe. That ball ripped the other way for a single, and he continues his hot start. He's 3 for 3. Back-to-back singles here with 1 out in the 7th. That brings up Federico Dibertini, the shortstop. Freddie's 0 for 2 with a walk. And takes a strike. This is the kind of game that you can build on from this point on. Did you give up? Did you back down when you were down big, or did you claw back? It's kind of one of those metal testing games for the Lions. And then, of course, you got to remember there's a second game of this doubleheader. You got to flush it and come back and play a good second game. That ball outside. Lions are going to be looking to salvage a game of this 3-game series, whereas the Eagles will be going for the sweep in game 2 of the 3-game set. That one low as well. Tibertini's shown a good eye up there. He'll draw his walks. He always has a knack of coming up with ducks on the pond. That ball fouled away. Full count to Federico Dibertini, the shortstop for the Lions. Jaime Silva out there for the Eagles still in relief. He gets his sign. He sets. Here's the full count delivery with one out. Low ball 4. That's going to load him up for center fielder Cy Peterson. Well, Cy Peterson is 0 for 3. He would love nothing more than to get off an 0 for 3 with the base hit here with the bases loaded. Takes strike 1. Peterson made a really nice catch in center field, diving head first. He plays a good center field out there. That one's low, 1-1. Peterson rips one to right. That is going to be down and in the corner. One run's going to score easily. Here comes Randall behind him. Right behind him is DiBertini. And Cy Peterson's got a 3-run triple. The Lions ain't dead yet. 22-9 the score. 3-run triple for Cy Peterson. Again, these are the kind of games that fighting back late can add to the next game as far as momentum goes. You know you can score runs on these guys. You know that you're not going to go easy. So one out, man on third for Kato Takahashi. Takes low. Kato is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored and a stolen base. Takes a strike. Fouled back. Off the backstop. Sorry for the shaky cam. Well, first game here of a doubleheader. Second game of the series. The Eagles taking game 1 last night 4-0. Strike. Takahashi down on strikes for the second time in this game. First time in this game. But there's 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, and Emre Cavanente. Cy Peterson over at third after the 3-run bases loaded triple. Emmerich takes low. He's been hit by a pitch and singled. Got an RBI and a stolen base. 1 for 3. Cy Peterson dancing off third. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. 1-1. (22-9) the score. That ball is going to be dumped into left field for an RBI single for Emre Cavanente. And that makes it 22-10. David Robeloff coming up with a man on first and 2 outs, 4 in the inning. Justice trying to battle back a little bit here. They're still down by double digits. Swing and a miss on Roboloth. That ball fouled. Wide of third base. And Roboloth has 2 strikes on him. Avenente getting back to first there. (22-10) our score. A lot of runs. If you like pitching duels, well, this one's not for you. If you like offense, then this one is for you. But the Lions are on the wrong side of that score right now in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Catcher's indifference. Avenente will take second. Roboloth has a man in scoring position once again. Let's see if he can cash in Avenente from second here with 2 outs. Avenente dancing way off of second. And Roboloth gets it through past the second baseman. Avenente will score. And Roboloth has an RBI single. 5 runs in the inning for the Lions. And that brings up Darcel Melendez. Well, the Lions have an inning where they bat around. And again, after giving up a 10 spot in the top of the 7th, they've answered back with 5 of their own. This has been a long inning. Captain Obvious reporting. Well, to make it longer, we're going to go ahead and have a visit on the mound here. Pitching coach coming out to talk to Jaime Silva, the right-hander. La Sierra up here. 22-11. Have the Lions doubled up currently. But the Lions have answered a 10 spot in the visiting half of the 7th with a 5 spot in the home half. Well, Darcel Melendez steps in here with 2 gone. Roboloth on first. 22-11. Strike 1. We talked about coming into the series how both teams have scored double-digit runs in multiple games this year already, and both teams have scored double-digit runs in this game. That ball in the dirt. But the Eagles have scored twice as many, and that gives them the big 11-run lead right now. Here playing in the bottom of the 7th inning of the first game of a twin bill. That one's on the outside corner. Strike 2 to Darcel Melendez. Melendez has had a great game. He has singled twice and struck out. He's 2 for 3. And takes high. Silva checks the runner. This pitch. Melendez fires one down the right field line. That's going to be foul. Well, if you're still with us here, bless you for hanging with a 22-11 game. Oh, and Melendez is going to take that one between the 2 and the 4. Actually, it may have even caught the bottom part of his helmet there. Catchers know what it's like to take a beating out there, and so he's just going to take his time getting down to first base on the hit by pitch. And Jackson Campbell up, continuing the inning that will never end here. With 2 on for him and 2 out. And Campbell is 1 for 4 with a single. And takes strike 1. Jaime Silva checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. That one is outside. 1-1. The Lions got shut out in the first game of this series and have scored 11 here, but they're still down big. Strike 2. Swing on and miss by Campbell. Here's a pitch from Silva, and that's fouled back. Off the concrete base of the backstop and goes all the way out to first baseman. Bray out there. Campbell back in there facing Jaime Silva. Here's the pitch. That ball's ripped foul. Lions hanging in this inning. They're still fighting. Scored 5. In the home half here of this marathon inning. 15 total runs scored in this inning. 10 by the Eagles, 5 by the Lions. Silva steps off second and bluffs the throw. Robiloff back. Silva the pitch. Fouled back again. Jackson Campbell still in there. Here's pitch. Outside. Two. 2 outs. 2 on. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 7th. High and tight. That's going to get both runners a head start on the full count pitch here. Robiloff and Melendez will be moving. See what Campbell can do with men in motion. Here's the full count pitch with 2 outs here in the 7th. Swung on and missed, and that is the end of this 7th inning. The Lions score 5 times. And at the end of 7, it's 22-11. And that's actually going to do it, guys. This game is done after 7 innings. We will have a second half of this doubleheader. And I believe that will begin in about 30 minutes or so. So join us back for game 2. The Eagles take this one 22-11. We'll see you for game 2 in just a bit.